Hi, Karen Curry Parker here with your weekly Human Design Evolution Report, brought to you this week by the Human Design Gate 61, which in the quantum human design language we call the Gate of Wonder. The sun is lighting up the Gate 61. Mercury till midweek is lighting up the Gate 61. Saturn and Pluto are conjunct, lighting up the energy of the Gate 61. What does that mean? What that means is that the energy of this week promises to bring us a bigger perspective on the meaning of life in general, and in particular, our individual lives. We are all born to do something spectacular with our lives. And that spectacular thing that only you can do, that only you have the ability to fulfill, is the ability for you to fully express the story of who you are. We all know that place that gives us cues and clues as to what that right place might be. That thing that is only yours to be is that thing that when you bump up against it makes you feel sometimes afraid. It's that thing that when you think about it or dream about it or somebody tells you you should be doing that, it takes your breath away. Sometimes it even makes you feel like you might cry because it's so right and simultaneously seemingly so flipping impossible, because oftentimes for us to fulfill that thing, whatever that thing might be, that thing that is only yours to be, to do, when we come up against that thing, we have to sometimes unravel all of those stories, all of those traumas where people have told us, oh, you can do that thing when you retire, after you've made your first million. You can do that thing after your kids have grown up. You can do that thing, but only do that thing somewhere quietly, secretly, where the people in your family can't see you doing or being that thing that is you. But here's what happens. When we put off whatever that thing is, when we put off that thing that is ours to do, that fulfillment of the story of who we are, until that later time when it's perfect and easy and effortless and there's no obstacles in our course, when we put it off, that time creeps up on us. And before you know it, it's that time, and yet still all those parameters that you set in place that needed to be handled in order for you to fulfill the story of who you are still playing in the arena of your life. And now, instead of children, it's aging parents, or it's still a partner that maybe doesn't quite get who we are, or that we're afraid of losing their love, because if we fulfill this part of our aspect of who we are, we might lose that connection, because we learned somewhere along the way that it's not okay to be who you are, that you can't be loved or accepted for who you are. And so you put yourself, aspects of yourself, in a compromised place. You covered it up, you hid it. This week, the planets are inviting you to take a look. What is that place, that aspect of yourself that maybe you're putting off, that you have hidden, that you have put away in the hopes that someday that day will appear when it'll be okay for you to express it out into the world. It'll be safe, there'll be no risks, you'll have the money, everything will be handled. What if the time is now? What if you were born for this moment, and that the biggest, most important contribution you can make to the world is to show the world who you are, the complete and total fulfillment of the true story of who you are. And that by you occupying that place of authentic alignment, that full, relentless, uncompromising expression of the true story of who you are, you doing and being all that you secretly hope you can do or be in your life. What if this is the week you get started creating that? What if this is the week you begin to set the stage in your life to begin to fulfill the true story, the story that only you, in the entire realm of the universe, that only you can fulfill? And that by you fulfilling that role, you create an energy of alignment, an energy of authenticity that is contagious, that spreads like wildfire around the globe and brings the rest of the world into a state of harmonious alignment. That by you being you, by you taking bold steps towards creating the full expression of who you are, you create space for others to do the same. And before you know it, like a cosmic wave of dominoes falling, we all begin, because of your influence, to drop the facades, to drop the limitations, to drop those stories and those places where we say, it's not okay for me to be who I am. And we all suddenly step into that fulfillment of the full potential of who we are individually and who we can be as a race of light beings incarnated into form on this planet right now to bring exactly that wave of change into fruition, creating possibilities for the people behind us, the children behind us, our grandbabies, to live completely and fully aligned with the true story of who they are. That's the message for this week. Take a peek into the total perspective that the planets are bringing you. Get honest with yourself in the mirror and be real about how much time do you have left to compromise, and how much time do you have left to really step into the fulfillment of that secret self that lives inside of you, that self that is waiting for the right time. What if it's the right time? What if now is the time for you to get started living uncompromisingly and ridiculously beautifully aligned with the true story of who you are? Get to work. That's what this week brings you. Have a great week. Take good care of yourselves. I'll talk to you next week.